Tragedy strikes Trichy. A head-on collision between two buses leaves 14 dead, 20 seriously injured. Chief Minister calms nerves of industry heads on twin deficits of power and manpower, assured of no shortages. Back after the 3-week boycott, land grab charges against the DMK chief causes high drama. DMK stages a walkout. Reeling with blow after blow of land grabbing, DMK to meet president to seek her intervention. Setback for Chief Minister Jayalalitha. Supreme Court hints that Amma might have to appear in person for the disproportionate assets case. Jayalalitha opens the vault to her assets. Chief Minister says her assets are worth 51 crores. Says that she has nothing to hide. Land grab offensive continues after DMK man K. Nehru. Tamil Nadu police detains K. Nehru's brother Ramajayam at Kochi airport. A diamond of an offer or mud in the face. Over 100 people are duped by this realty firm promised land allotments. A very good evening. You're watching Headlines Now with me, Ash Smith. Time now for the latest coming in from across the country. The Teesta Pact looks unlikely after Mamata Banerjee pulled out of a trip to Dhaka with Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. Former Karnataka Minister Janardha Reddy and his brother-in-law arrested for illegal mining. The CBI fined 3 crores during raids. The BJP and the Congress on the back foot on their links with the Reddys. Jagan fends off questions about favours granted by the YSR government. After Rahul Gandhi became General Secretary in 2007, WikiLeaks cables quote the US envoy viewed him as an empty suit. Well, first up, in a tragic tale, a horrific accident in Trichy has left 14 people dead, including 3 children. Now, the accident also left 20 others seriously injured. Now, 2 buses 40 kilometers outside of Trichy near Manaparai were involved in a head-on collision. One of the buses was bound for Madurai from Chennai, while the other vehicle was on its way to Manaparai when the mishap occurred. Well, the members of the DMK once again walked out of the assembly alleging that they were not given an opportunity to react to a special mention by the Speaker on the DMK leader's land grab issue in the assembly. Take a look. The DMK returned to the assembly after a 3-week boycott and promptly walked out again as a special mention was made on alleged land grab by DMK leaders, including the party chief M. Karunanidhi. When Durai Murugan, the DMK's deputy leader in the assembly, was denied permission to intervene, there was a lot of shouting by the DMK members, which ended in a walkout.
அதே போன்று அண்ணா அறிவாலயத்துக்கு முன்னால் இருக்கின்ற வேக்கன்ட் லேண்ட் சட்டப்படி விட வேண்டியது விட்டு பூங்காவாக மாற்றி அரசினுடைய ஆணை பெற்று வைத்திருக்கிறோம். அதிலும் எந்த விதமான கிடையாது. பொன்முடி மீது சொந்த குற்றச்சாட்டும் இதே கோயிலே பலமுறை பேசப்பட்டு பதிலளிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. மற்றதெல்லாம் வழக்கு மன்றத்தில் இருக்கிறது. அதுவும்
The DMK has taken up a campaign through rallies accusing the ruling AIADMK of not respecting democratic values in the House. The DMK's posturing inside and outside the assembly may keep it in the limelight. However, State Local Administration Minister KP Munusamy placed on record in the House that legal action will be taken against DMK Chief M. Karunanidhi for what he called encroachment of 780 square feet of land at Gopalapuram.
ஆக்கிரமிப்பு இடத்தை சென்னை மாநகராட்சிக்கு எடுத்துக்கொள்ள சென்னை மாவட்ட ஆட்சியரை கேட்டுக்கொள்ளும் தீர்மானம் எண் 296/2003 நாள் 30/5/2003 நிறைவேற்றப்பட்டது. இதனைத் தொடர்ந்து இறுதி மேல் நடவடிக்கை எதுவும் எடுக்கப்படாத நிலையில் இந்நிலம் திரு மு. கருணாநிதி அவர்களின் பயன்பாட்டிலேயே தொடர்ந்து இருந்து வருகிறது. எனவே இதுவரை துப்புரவு சந்தைகளில் கண்டுபிடித்த ஆக்கிரமிப்புகளையும் இனிமேல் கண்டறியப்படும் ஆக்கிரமிப்புகள் அனைத்தையும் சட்டப்படி மேல் நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கப்படும்.
Will the DMK use this opportunity to answer the AIADMK regime, or will it be forced to be on the back foot, remains to be seen in the coming days of the assembly session. In Chennai, with Peer Mohammed, this is Ashmit Kumar for NDTV Hindu. Well, speaking of the land grabbing cases, K.N. Ramajayam, the brother of former Tamil Nadu Minister K.N. Nehru, has been detained at the Kochi airport. Now, Ramajayam was detained while trying to fly to Dubai earlier this morning via an Emirates flight. Now, this comes close on the heels of the arrest of K.N. Nehru himself in land grabbing cases a few days back. Now, Jayalalitha government is cracking down on land grabbers in a big way. Well, meanwhile, fending off against the land grab charges and arrests, DMK MPs are likely to meet the president tomorrow. against the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha. Now, the MPs are likely to submit memorandum seeking the President's intervention against Jayalalitha's governments, arresting DMK cadres and former members on charges of land grabbing. Now, the Jayalalitha government has recently arrested a large number of DMK leaders, including former ministers, on charges of land grabbing. For more on this, let's go across to our principal correspondent, Peer Mohammed, joining us live over the phone line. Peer, a quick question at this point. Coming back from 3 weeks of boycott, on the mention of the very charges of land grabbing, this time, though it appeared to be unleashed against the DMK chief, the DMK walks out again. The political significance here.
Ashmit, AIDMK member Vettivel, he had moved a special mention motion in the assembly, and he had sought the permission of the speaker already, and he was talking about land grab charges against DMK bigwigs, including DMK chief Karunanidhi in the assembly, and he had claimed in the assembly that he had evidence to support his claims. Particularly, he referred to cases involving Karunanidhi, Stalin, Ponmudi, and Arcad Veerasamy. And local administration minister KP Muniswamy, who was responding to the motion moved by Vettivel, was also agreeing with him, saying that this 780 square feet of land, which is behind Kobalapuram residence of DMK chief Karunanidhi, was occupied, and there is enough records to say that it is encroached. And he said legal action will be taken against that. And concerning the issues relating to Ponmudi and Arcad Veerasamy, those issues were already in the court, so that cannot be dealt with at this point in time. That was the response we got from KP Muniswamy, local administration minister. Definitely, the AIDMK regime is looking at charges. Also, what the AIDMK government is looking at is also preempting any possible move by any AIDMK minister or AIDMK MLAs at land grabbing, because recently an AIDMK functionary was booked under land grabbing, and they are trying to, because whoever is in the ruling dispensation, they have a tendency to forge documents and grab land. That has been a pattern in the state government. So there is a crackdown now. Yeah, Ashmit.
Right, Peter. Also, another question at this point. There are reports emerging that the DMK is likely to actually approach the Prime Minister to request her to intervene. Now, we spoke with Vaidya, the chief legal correspondent. He told us that legally, constitutionally, there appears to be very little traction. So, while approaching the President, is it an indication that perhaps the DMK has exhausted all its options?
Ashmit, what the government's line of argument is that now that the cases are filed against the DMK bigwigs, also the DMK ordinary workers at the grassroots level in land grabbing related cases, now that they have the option of going to the court and proving that they are innocent. In many cases, we have seen DMK bigwigs like Anbalagan, Chepak MLA, DMK MLA, getting a bail in the petition filed against him in what is called as paper mill grab. In fact, there was an accusation that he grabbed a paper mill in Tirupur, Udumalai. And now that he has come out and he is fighting the case legally in the court, that is the legal option before them. This will be a spectacle, political spectacle, going to the president and making a big issue out of it, walking out from the assembly, will keep the DMK in the limelight.
Right, Peer, thanks a lot for joining us with all those inputs. Of course, a big political spectacle is what one can expect. That's, of course, the perspective coming in from our principal correspondent. And moving ahead, there was pain due not only for the DMK but also for the incumbents in what might come as a major blow to the Chief Minister. The apex judicial body hinted that Amma might have to appear in the Bangalore trial court that is hearing the disproportionate assets case. Now, the bench comprising of Dalveer Bhandari and Deepak Verma noted that the petition from Amma seeking exemption from personal appearance would only cause more delays in the proceedings. Now, the matter has been adjourned for 1 week to allow senior counsel Harish Salve to consult Jayalalitha. Now, earlier, Amma had sought exemption from personal appearance in this case under Section 313 of the CRPC, citing security concerns. Now, the bench today noted that it could direct the trial court to make the necessary security preparations. Now, the disproportionate assets case was slapped on Amma on charges of accumulation of wealth to the tune of 66 crores between the year 91 and 96. Well, in fact, Chief Minister Jayalalitha today also told the House that her assets are worth 51 crore rupees. Now, she said that there is nothing to hide in the assets owned by her. Well, meanwhile, the DMK chief Karunanidhi was quick to react to the day's developments. He took a sarcastic jibe at the AIADMK in reference to the land grab charges on him. He went on to milk the Supreme Court's observations on the disproportionate assets case for political brownie points.
நீங்கள் சொல்லக்கூடாது அந்த அம்மாவுக்கு அப்படின்னு அட்வைஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. நீங்கள் அட்வைஸ் பண்ணாங்க அப்படின்னு சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட்டு இந்த வக்கீல்களுக்கு அட்வைஸ் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. பார்க்க வந்தவங்களுக்கு இது நல்லது இல்லை, நான் வந்து நேரடியாக வந்து ஜாரியை சந்திக்க சொல்லுறேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டுருக்கிறாங்க. உங்கள் தீர்ப்புக்காக நான் விட்டு விடுகிறேன்.
Well, staying with the DMK now, responding to WikiLeaks controversy in damage control mode, TKS Elangovan, the DMK spokesperson, responded. Now, on the back foot, he remarked that the DMK did not interfere in other parties' affairs and also expressed his views that the views expressed in WikiLeaks were those of an individual only and not the party.
WikiLeaks cables reveal that DMK wanted Sonia Gandhi to be the Prime Ministerial candidate in the 2009 Lok Sabha elections, not Dr. Manmohan Singh. Joining us now, DMK MP and spokesman, Mr. TKS Elangovan. So what's your comment on the WikiLeaks says that the DMK did not want Manmohan Singh being the Prime Minister?
That's wrong, because Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister even in UPA 1. So there is no question of we making any suggestions, and our leader is very categorical that he will not interfere with the affairs of a alliance party. That is not our work. It is for that party to decide on their leader or their Prime Minister. We have nothing to do on that.
But the comments made by one of the close associate of DMK chief to the US authorities, how do you react to that?
That is not the stand of the party. It is an opinion by an individual who is associated with the party. That you should not take it for as the stand of the party. Party has nothing to do with that. But anybody can give an opinion on anything.
But then that gentleman is very close to the DMK chief.
That is different. He may suggest certain things. See, he is not an active party office bearer. He is not a spokesperson. He is not the general secretary or any other secretary. He is closely associated with the party because he likes the party. He may have his own ideas. That doesn't mean that it is the party's ideas.
So Sonia Gandhi being the Prime Ministerial candidate, it's not DMK view at all.
I will tell you, earlier when Sonia Gandhi, the opposition party said that Sonia Gandhi should not become the Prime Minister of this country because she is a foreigner, our leader had clearly stated that she can become the Prime Minister and she should become the Prime Minister. So that was the standard before 2004. When she herself chose Dr. Manmohan Singh as Prime Minister of this country, we have accepted it. And it continues, that arrangement continues.
But before 2004, your opinion was that she is the right candidate for the Prime Minister.
No, when the opposition said she cannot become the Prime Minister, we said no, why not? She can become the Prime Minister. See, we cannot direct a party to choose its own leader. It is their prerogative, their MPs, their party which has to decide on that. They are our good allies. We have been contesting elections for the second consecutive term. So it is not for us to interfere with their affairs. It is not the DMK stand, and our leader is always clear that we cannot interfere with the affairs of the other party.
That was Mr. Elangovan saying that it was not DMK stand, it's the stand of an individual who was, of course, close to Mr. Karunanidhi. In New Delhi, Arunachalam Vaidyanathan for NDTV.
Well, up ahead, scores of people line up outside the Commissioner of Greater Chennai's office, alleged foul play by a city-based realtor. We get you all the updates on the other side.